Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in to Monroe as we've got a Class 3A Region 4 championship game getting set to go on between PCM and Missouri Valley. The winner moves on, obviously, to the big dance there in Fort Dodge, the state softball tournament next week. One of these two teams is set to punch a ticket there. Like I said, next week. I'm Tate and Amy. You're listening to the KMA Extreme at KMAland.com. I'll be your play-by-play guy here tonight throughout the matchup between Missouri Valley and PCM. Let's go ahead and set the batting order really quickly for Missouri Valley. They're 1, 2, 3. Dylan Mead, Audrey Cole, Grace Herman, and then from here on out, Caitlin Evans, Ty Sturts, Emerson Anderson, Peyton West, Claire Myler, and Riley Evans. They'll be facing in the circle tonight for the Mustangs of Prairie City Monroe. Camden Webb gets the start tonight here in this Class 3A Region 4 matchup. I'll get some stats for you here in just a quick second. Let's go ahead and set the defense behind Webb there in the circle for PCM here tonight. Georgia Teeter, Hollywood, Tori Lindsay, and Addie Hudnut. That's the infield from first to third. Behind the plate tonight for the Mustangs, Addison Steenhook will be there, and then the outfield from left to right, Lillian Humple, Libby Winters, and Kyra Nave there for the Mustangs tonight. As Dylan Mead, the shortstop, steps up to the plate for the first time tonight for the Lady Reds. She watches ball one go low, and the count goes to 1-0. Somebody getting set to go to the state tournament as this one swung on and missed by Mead. The count goes to 1-1. Camden Webb, the freshman pitcher tonight for the Mustangs. This one's hit on by Mead. It'll go foul down the first baseline, and the count will move to 1-2. Like I said, Camden Webb, the freshman pitcher tonight for the Mustangs. She's pitched in 20 different games this season for PCM. 8 different starts, a 9-2 record. Here's the 1-2 pitch from her to Mead. It's high and away for ball 2, and the count evens up at 2-2. Webb, 97 strikeouts, a 1.71 ERA on the season. Here comes the even count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. It is high and inside for ball 3, and we have a full count here in the first at-bat of the game. Dylan Mead at the plate. 50 hits on the year, leads the team for the Lady Reds. This one's hit on foul, out of play, and the count will stay at full. We have another payoff pitch due up here in just a few moments. Mead, the sophomore this season, a 472 average, 473 on base percentage. This one's hit on into the outfield, drop for a base hit at will. Dylan Mead starts things off for the Lady Reds here with a leadoff single, giving them a base runner to open up the ball game. Audrey Cole, the pitcher tonight, steps up to the plate for the Lady Reds. Cole has been a star player in the circle this year for the Reds at the plate. She's got 38 hits, 19 of those singles, 10 doubles as she takes strike one. Taking a big chop at it and goes down in the count, 0-1. The senior Cole on the year, 409 average, 504 on base percentage. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Webb to Cole. It is in there for strike number 2. Mead takes off. She'll take second base there on the stolen bag, putting a runner in scoring position now for the Lady Reds here in the top of the first. At the plate, Audrey Cole does have 2 strikes after watching strike 2 find the strike zone. So here's the 0-2 pitch from Webb into Cole. It's high for ball 1, and the count goes to 1-2. As Webb gonna try and work the outside of the zone a little bit here, seeing if she can get Cole to reach on anything. The 1-2 just outside for ball 2, and it evens things out at 2-2. The PCM faithful not too happy with that call. Maybe thought it might have found its way into the strike zone, but home plate umpire says no, ball 2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. This one swung on in the dirt. It's a drop third strike situation. Cole takes off for first. Will be out as Steenhook completes the throw down to first for the strikeout, but Dylan Mead moved from second to third, so the Lady Reds a bag closer to scoring the first run here in this Class 4A Region 4 final game. The 3-hitter, Grace Herman, the center fielder, steps up to the plate for the first time tonight. Here's the first pitch from Webb to Herman. Herman looks away down a bunt. She does so. Almost grabbed there by Addie Hudnut at third. It'll actually fall out of her glove, roll into the back of the fence, scoring a run. Dylan Mead gets in as the Lady Reds plate the first run of the game. Grace Herman also will end up on second after that perfectly laid bunt by Herman. We'll give her the infield bunt. Single for the RBI. And now Caitlin Evans, the left fielder, steps up to the plate with a 1-0 Missouri Valley lead. They get out early here in the top of the first. This one's hit on by Evans into the outfield. It'll drop. Caitlin Evans with a base hit for the Reds, and they are moving here at the plates early. They already have a 1-0 lead. They've got runners on the corners as well. Caitlin Evans with the single puts runners on first and third as Grace Herman moved over to third. Ty Sturts, the 5-hitter, second baseman, steps up to the plate for the first time tonight. Ty Sturts, the senior hitter this year for the Reds. 34 hits on the year, a 374 average, 420 on base percentage. The first pitch is in there for strike one. Steenhook tried to throw it down to third, and Missouri Valley head coach Rick Barker will send Herman in for a score. We got another pickle situation. They do get Caitlin Evans out, odd seconds. Maybe not. They'll say she slid underneath the tag. Evans able to get back to second in time. Wow, that was a lot going on here. Steenhook threw it down to third. It got away from the third baseman, Hudnut. Led to a Grace Herman score. Herman sat there, on third for quite some time, and head coach Rick Barker was letting her know, hey, the ball is far away from you right now. Get in for that score, and she does just that, extending the Missouri Valley lead now 2-0. Then Caitlin Evans thought about heading to third on the throw home, but almost got thrown out on the way back to second. But fielding umpires say she slid underneath the tag and will be safe there at second. A lot going on here early on in this Class 3A Region 4 final game, and after the discussion by all the umpires, the ruling is that she is safe over on second, so that's where Evans will stay. Ty Sturts, the second baseman, down in the count to 0-1 with one out. This one is hit on by Sturts. It goes foul out of play, and the count goes to 0-2. The Lady Reds still with a runner in scoring position over on second with one out. Sturts watches ball one go by. The count moves to 1-2. The senior hitter Sturts this season, 15 RBI for the Lady Reds as she's got a runner in scoring position. Here's the 1-2. Swung on a miss by Sturts. Big strikeout for strikeout number 2 on the evening for Camden Webb. Gets out number 2 here in the top of the first, and Emerson Anderson, the catcher, steps up to the plate for the first time tonight. Anderson we'll see behind the plate for the Lady Reds there in the bottom of the first. Now she's at the plate as she watches ball one go high, and the count goes to 1-0. Emerson Anderson, the junior, on the air. Here's the pitch to her. It's swung on and contact is made. It goes foul out of play, and the count evens up at 1-1. Anderson, 32 hits on the year, 7 of those being doubles. She's got 21 RBI, a 368 average, a 472 on base percentage. As we've got a quick time to get some more balls. We've already lost enough out of play early on in the top of the first, showing the action at the plates from Missouri Valley so far tonight. Here's the 1-1 pitch. This one is hit on, foul out of play by Anderson, and the count will move to 1-2. That's back-to-back fouled off pitches by Anderson now as she faces a 1-2 against Camden Webb. Here's the pitch. This one is hit on. It goes foul down the third baseline. And so we'll have another 1-2 count here in just a few moments. KMA's got a couple different games for you tonight as teams all over the state are getting set to punch tickets to either the baseball or softball tournament there. Some other games going on tonight on the KMA airwaves. Ryan Matheny is in Thomas Jefferson for some Tri-Center at Underwood Class 1A, or 2A, excuse me, baseball action. Trevor Mater is in Osceola for some Lennox Martinsdale St. Mary's Class 1A baseball action. And then Dusty Scales in Audubon for some Logan Magnolia Coon Rapids Bear Class 1A baseball action as well. This one is hit on by Anderson. It goes foul out of play as well. So Anderson making contact at the plate so far here in this at-bat. Just hasn't been able to straighten one out and put it into play. Here's the 2-2 pitch. This one is hit on by Anderson. It will go into play. It's to shortstop Tori Lindsay, who makes the play at first for out number 3. That's how the inning comes to a close, but Missouri Valley gets out to a hot start. They plate 2 runs there in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first, 2-0. Missouri Valley leads it. We'll be back on the KMA Extreme at KMAland.com right after this.
Is believing. That's what you'll hear from customers that choose Barrett Auto Center of Glenwood time and time again. Barrett customers come in for vehicles and service work, but they come back for conversation and honest advice. They want one of the largest pre-owned and fully serviced inventories in KMA land, and they return when they've gone elsewhere and it just isn't the same. See and believe for yourself how little differences add up to a better car buying experience. Come back to Barrett's and Barrett'sAutoCenter.com.
Sure what you want to do with your life? Feel like your job is at a standstill? Get your foot in the door with area manufacturing companies at Iowa Western Community College's SEAM program. Sign up now in the Center of Excellence for Advanced Manufacturing through IWCC. Classes are just 2 early evenings a week with holidays and summers off. Improve your current skills and learn new ones that will give you a new career or even enhance your current one. For more information on SEAM, contact IWCC's Clarinda Center at 712-542-5117.
Welcome back here into Monroe as PCM finds themselves trailing 2-0 here against Missouri Valley as they get set to bat for the first time here tonight. Their 1-2-3 will all be due up. Tori Lindsay, Addison Steenhook, Libby Winters will go ahead and set the rest of their order as well. Lillian Humpel, Hadley Millang, Camden Webb, Kyra Nave, Addie Hudnut, and Holly Wood line up that PCM batting order here tonight. Tori Lindsay, the shortstop, set in the plate to get set to face Audrey Cole, The pitcher tonight for Missouri Valley. Lady Reds were able to get out to a 2-0 lead on a bunt single from Grace Herman and a pass ball and a throwing error. As Cole works to strike in early on Lindsay. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on a miss by Lindsay. She takes a swing at a high pitch there, and the count goes to 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes for the leadoff hitter here for PCM. Here's the 0-2. It is outside for ball 1. The count evens up at 1-2. Lindsay, the leadoff hitter, the junior for the Mustangs this season, 30 hits on the year. As this one she hits on foul out into the fence behind home plate, and the count will stay at 1-2. Lindsay's got 7 doubles, 3 home runs on the season, 18 RBI for the junior as well. Here's the 1-2. It is low and inside for ball 2, evens things out at 2-2. Lindsay hitting .385, a .520 on base percentage this season for PCM. Here is the 2-2 pitch. This one, contact made, hit on foul, out of play. And the count will stay at 2-2. Audrey Cole, the senior pitcher, in the circle tonight for Missouri Valley. Here's her 2-2 pitch. It is swung on a miss by Lindsay. Cole is pumped up there after the first strikeout for out number 1 here in the bottom of the first.
Next up for the Mustangs, catcher
Addison Steenhook, steps up to the plate next for the Mustangs. Get some stats for you on Audrey Cole, the senior pitcher tonight for the Reds. In 30 games pitched, 29 starts, 24-5 record this year, 192 strikeouts and a 1.77 ERA. She has been nothing short of elite this year there in Western Iowa Conference play and in Missouri Valley's full season. She gets up in the count 0-1 on Steenhook. Here's the 0-1 pitch for the lefty. It is outside for ball one. The count evens up at 1-1. Addison Steenhook, the senior hitter this year, 32 hits for her. Here's the 1-1. It is hit on by Steenhook, deep into right field, way gone, and it's into the fence. It is over the fence. PCM answers back with a one-run solo shot by Addison Steenhook to get the scoring started for the Mustangs. That is Steenhook's second home run on the season for the Mustangs this year, and gets it at a perfect time to make this a one-run game here in the bottom of the first.
Next up for the Mustangs, center fielder, number 18, Libby Winters.
Libby Winters, the center fielder, steps up to the plate for the first time tonight. Winters, the freshman, 45 hits. That's a team-leading 45 hits this year for the Mustangs. The first pitch from Cole into Winters is in there for strike one, and the count goes to 0-1. 13 doubles for Winters, 4 triples. As the 0-1 is hit on, contact made, foul out of play. The count goes to 0-2 now between Cole and Winters. Libby Winters also has a team-leading 26 RBI on the season as well. So 45 hits at 26 RBI, both lead PCM this season. This one's popped up. It will barely leave the infield, and actually shortstop Dylan Mead able to get underneath of it, make the grab for out number 2.
Brings up left fielder, number 10,
Lillian Humple, the left fielder, now steps up to the plate. Humple, 27 hits, 25 RBI for the junior hitter. She gets set outside the box, takes a couple more practice swings. The home plate umpire set and ready to go, and now play will resume. Here's the first pitch into Humple. It finds the strike zone, and the count goes to 0-1. Here is the 0-1 pitch with 2 outs for PCM. This one's hit on, foul out of play, and count goes to 0-2. A ton of fans here tonight in Monroe from both Missouri Valley and Prairie City, Monroe area. Fans line up the entire fence of the outfield here from left all the way to right, and then also lined up along the foul lines as well. The 0-2 pitch misses for ball one, and the count goes to 1-2 now for Lillian Humple. The 1-2 pitch is hit on, fouled by Humple, and the count will stay at 1-2. So again, there's quite a few fouls hit there by the junior hitter Humple, so making contact, just not putting one out in play like the Lady Reds were doing early on in the top of the first. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs for PCM. Here's the pitch from Cole. It's inside and low for a ball, and the count evens up at 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It is hit on, fouled out of play as well, again, and we'll stay at 2-2. Both of these teams being aggressive at the plate, making contact when contact is due. Now the 2-2 is hit on, foul Back into the fence behind home plate, and we will stay at 2-2 again. Humple getting underneath that one. Causing it to pop up into the fence behind home plate. Here's another 2-2 pitch on the way. This one, contact is made by Humple. Just barely, she gets underneath of it to keep her at bat alive here in the bottom of the first. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs for PCM. Here's the pitch. This one high for ball 3, and now we have a full count between Lillian Humple and Andre Cole. A payoff pitch coming up here in just a few moments. There is that payoff pitch. This one hit on, it goes foul, out of play, and the count stays full as Humple continuing to make contact at the plate, but can't straighten it out for a base hit as of late. But a lot of contact for Humple as that one was hit on right in the sweet spot there of the bat. Three balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss by Humple. 2 strikeouts for Andre Cole ends that inning as we go to the top of the second. Missouri Valley still leads at 2-1 here in the KMA Extreme at KMAland.com. We'll be back right after this.
Salvage in Bartlett is no stranger to the ups and downs of owning and operating a small business. But no matter how much changes on their end, there's one thing that will always stay the same for their customers. It's cash. Call for the best scrap metal prices in the area and go ahead and test their unloading times. Then, when all is said and done, that's right, leave with cash. J-Dog Salvage, Bartlett, Iowa, 402-290-3124. That's 402-290-3124.
Since 1892, Malvern Bank has been building community from 404 Main Street in Malvern, Iowa. For generations, Malvern Bank has been serving local businesses, families, and farms to help them achieve their goals in every step of their lives. From saving for college to planning for retirement and everything in between, Malvern Bank is your full-service community bank. Call, click, or stop in today to apply for an account, loan, or credit card. Malvern Bank, we build community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back here into Monroe. PCM was able to add a run there in the bottom of the first, as Addie Steenhook of PCM puts a ball over the fence in right field for a home run, and that gave them their first run of the game. But Andre Cole in the Missouri Valley defense able to keep them scoreless. Other than that, keeping their lead 2-1 is now the 7, 8, 9 hitters all due up for Missouri Valley here this inning. Peyton West, Claire Myler, and Riley Evans will all see the plates. And then if anybody gets on, Dylan Mead, the shortstop, will come back up. Then a leadoff batter for Missouri Valley. 2 straight balls from Webb give West a 2-0 count. This one is hit on into the outfield. It will be grabbed by Kyra Nave over in right field for out number 1.
Brings up right fielder number 16,
Claire Myler, the right fielder, steps up to the plate for the first time tonight. The 8-hitter for Missouri Valley. As this one is hit on into second, Hollywood scoops it up and makes the throw over to first for out number 2, and 2 quick outs from Missouri Valley. As now the 9-hitter, Riley Evans, third baseman, steps up to the plate for the first time tonight with 2 outs. Riley Evans, the junior on the year, watches ball 1 go by. The count goes 1-0. 25 hits for the junior batter this season, 9 doubles. She's got 5 home runs on the year as well, 21 RBI. As she pops one up, it won't leave the infield. Third baseman Addie Hudnut gets underneath of it, makes the grab for out number 3. That's how the inning, top of the second, comes to a close as we go to the bottom of the second. 2-1, Missouri Valley leads it here in Monroe on the KMA Extreme at KMAland.com. We'll be back right after this.
Nutrient Ag Solutions takes the responsibility of growing seriously. As a leader in the ag sector, they provide their customers with complete agriculture solutions, including nutrients, crop protection products, seed, service, and digital tools for optimum customer success. Talk with Nutrient Ag Solutions in Westboro, Coyne, Percival, and Essex. Nutrient Ag Solutions, transforming agriculture and feeding the future.
Agricultural business majors at Northwest Missouri State University gain the knowledge and the experiences of agriculture as well as business foundations. Northwest's faculty focuses on 4 core areas: agricultural finance, agricultural marketing, agricultural policy, and economics of agricultural production. Career opportunities in this field at Northwest include agricultural sales representative, grain merchandising, agricultural lender, operations manager, and claims adjuster. Find out more about an agricultural business major at Northwest Missouri State University.
Welcome back here into Monroe is Class 1A, 2A baseball or punching tickets to the state baseball tournament there in Carroll. Class 3A, 4A, 5A softball are all punching tickets to the state softball tournament as well tonight, as that is where we are watching this PCM Missouri Valley matchup here on the KMAX stream. One of these two teams is punching a ticket there to the state tournament. 5, 6, 7 hitters all due up for PCM here in this inning. Hadley Milang, the designated player, steps up to the plate to start things off. Milang batting tonight for first baseman Georgia Teeter. There in the designated player spot, she watches a ball go by and the count evens up at 1-1. Milang, the freshman this season, 26 hits on the year. Here's the 1-1. It is swung on a miss by Milang, and the count moves to 1-2. The freshman hitting 347, 398 on base percentage as well. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It is outside, maybe a little high for ball 2, and the count evens up at 2-2. Milang, 25 RBI on the season. She's got a home run as well. She faces a 2-2 count against Audrey Cole. This one's popped up by Milang. It will not leave the infield. The second baseman, Ty Sturts, tracks it down, makes the grab for out number 1, and that's how the first one goes down here in the bottom of the second.
Pitcher, number 15, Camden Webb.
Camden Webb, the pitcher, will step up to the plate now for the first time tonight. Webb, so far in the circle, has earned 2 strikeouts. As the first pitch to her is high for a ball, and the count goes to 1-0. Camden Webb, the freshman on the year, 23 hits this season, 14 RBI as well. Here's the 1-0. It is high for a ball, and the count moves to 2-0. 333 average, a 405 on base percentage this year for the freshman batter. Cole gets her pitch. Now the 2-0. It is low, or excuse me, I think it was a little high and inside for ball 3. And now 3 straight balls from Audrey Cole gives Camden Webb the 3-0. I'm going to assume she was given a 3-0 red light there. She watches strike 1 go by, and the count goes to a hitter's count now. 3 balls, 1 strike in this pitcher-on-pitcher matchup. Here's the 3-1. Finds the strike zone for strike number 2, and now a full count between Cole and Webb. We've got a payoff pitch on the way. Here is the 3-2 pitch. It is low for ball 4, so after working 2 strikes on Webb, Cole does give up the walk, and that puts a base runner on for the Mustangs. Their first base runner of the night, as they did have a hit there in the bottom of the first, but it was on an Addie Steenhook solo home run, so no base runner awarded there, but they do get their first one as Webb, and now we've actually got a courtesy runner in for the pitcher Webb. I didn't catch the number, but as soon as I do, I'll let you know. Kyra Nave, the right fielder, will step up to the plate for the first time tonight. First pitch to Nave it misses for a ball. Anderson throws it down to first. Seeing if she can get Peyton Latham. That's the courtesy runner over on first for Camden Webb, by the way. Latham making sure to get a nice lead and then testing Anderson to throw one over, seeing if Anderson maybe will make a miss throw, because that is Missouri Valley was able to get a run earlier in the game on a miss throw from home plate. This one is popped up in foul territory by Nave, and it'll hit out of play, so the count will move to 2-1 for Kyra Nave. Two balls, one strike, one out for the Mustangs here in this Class 3A Region 4 final. The 2-1 is swung on and missed by Nave, and the count evens up at 2-2. Two balls, two strikes. Here's the pitch. It is high for ball three as, Latham takes off. She will be thrown out over at second. Anderson throws it on a line over to second, forcing the stealing runner to go back to the dugout, and will clear the bases for PCM here in the bottom of the second and give them 2 outs as well. Full count pitch is hit on by Nave into the outfield. A diving catch is made there by Caitlin Evans in left field. She's able to get underneath of it, make the grab for out number 3 as the Missouri Valley team is hyped up, heading back into the dugout. We go to the top of the third. 2-1, Missouri Valley leads it here on the KMAX stream at KMAland.com. We'll be back right after this.
OSI is considered a premier global food provider by many of the world's leading brands. OSI delivers leading-edge food solutions for product development as well as processing. Much of it is done from their Oakland, Iowa plant. Being a leader in the industry allows OSI Oakland to give back to their communities by sponsoring area high school events, offering special programs for veterans, and other community outreach programs. Well, to learn more, visit osigroup.com and search for the Oakland, Iowa location.
No one succeeds alone. It takes support to get there, sacrifices made by others, wisdom learned and passed on. When your business is agriculture, you dedicate your life to supporting community, doing the hard work that helps all of us thrive. It's why at PCSB, we believe in supporting you. Your success makes our community succeed. PCSB, we believe in you. Visit us online at wearepcsb.com. Member FDIC.
Welcome back here into the KMAX stream at KMAland.com. Again, we're in Monroe for this Class 3A Region 4 softball championship game between Missouri Valley and PCM. Missouri Valley currently holds a 2-1 lead over PCM here in the top of the third. The Lady Reds are ready to bat the top of their order again here to start the top of the third. Dylan Mead, the shortstop, steps up to the plate for the second time tonight. She got on with a single there in her first at-bat. Got around and scored the first run of the game for the Lady Reds here tonight as well. They're in that top of the first. She's evened up at the count right now. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. It is outside for ball 2, and the count goes to 2-1. Here at Prairie City Monroe High School, their softball field, the center field is 210, dead center, and then at the foul poles, left and right, 185. As Mead hits one foul out of play, the count moves to 2-2. Here's the pitch from Webb into Mead. It is popped up into the fence for a dead ball, foul ball, as the count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. I mentioned earlier that today is the day that Class 3A, 4A, 5A softball will be punching tickets to the state tournament as Mead watches ball 3 go high and moves the count full. Well, yesterday, Class 1A and 2A punch some tickets to the state tournament, and across KMA land there was 2 Class 1A teams there moving on to the state tournament there in Fort Dodge. Wayne and Riverside both punch tickets there in the state tournament. Dylan Mead hits a line drive to the fence there in right center field, excuse me. And it will lead for a double for the Lady Reds here to start the top of the third. A leadoff double for them gets things going, and Audrey Cole, the pitcher, steps up to the plate. Dylan Mead, by the way, now 2 for 2 on the night with a single and a double and a run scored as well through just 3 innings. Audrey Cole, the pitcher, steps up to the plate for the second time tonight. Cole was a strikeout victim of Webb's there in the top of the first. One of Webb's 2 strikeouts so far here tonight. This one's hit on by Cole, foul out of play as she lined that one over the away dugout. The count goes to 0-1 at the plate. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Webb into Cole. It is outside for ball 1, and the count evens up at 1-1. Steenhook decided to just throw one down to second as Mead was being difficult getting back into second. She was able to get back in time before the throw from Steenhook is at the plate. The count is 1-1 for Audrey Cole. The 1-1 is hit on by Cole into center, deep center. It will be gone over the fence. Audrey Cole extends the lead for Missouri Valley as they lead it 4-1 now here in PCM. A 2-run blast for Audrey Cole extends the lead for Missouri Valley as this senior this year, that is her 10th home run on the season. And Missouri Valley continuing to show a lot of excitement throughout this matchup. In the field defensively, they showed it leaving the field, and then they're all pumped up after Audrey Cole's 2-run blast over the center field wall. The 3-hitter now, Grace Herman, will step up to the plate as we have a change of pitchers for PCM. It looks like it will be number 18, Libby Winters, stepping into the circle. The freshman will get some time in the circle for the Mustangs. We'll let her get warmed up. When we return, it's 4-1 here in the top of the third. We'll be back on the KMA Extreme at KMAland.com.
With a chronic respiratory condition, Rogers Pharmacy can provide what you need. Rogers Pharmacy offers a full line of respiratory equipment like oxygen, BiPAP, CPAP, and nebulizers. Rogers Pharmacy isn't a big box pharmacy where you may have to wait for days and weeks to get what you need. They're a full-service, independent, family-owned pharmacy, and they go above and beyond to offer you the quality service and products you deserve. See Rogers Pharmacy in Tarkio, Maryville, Mound City, St. Joseph, and Stanberry, Missouri. Visit Rogers Pharmacy online at rogersrx.com.
Libby Winters, the freshman, gets set to play this game in the circle as she moves from her left field position, or excuse me, not left field position. I've got her. She was playing over in center field. Now comes in at the circle for the Mustangs. This season, she's pitched in 7 different games. She's got a 3-1 record on the year, 25 strikeouts, a 1.21 ERA. In 17 innings pitched. This one is hit on by Grace Herman at the plate. She hits it into center field where it is grabbed by the now center fielder. I can't catch numbers from where I'm at, so I'll let you know when I catch numbers later on in this game. I'll let you know the rest of the lineups as that one is grabbed by the center fielder for out number 1 here in the top of the third. Caitlin Evans, the left fielder, steps up to the plate for the second time tonight. Evans got on with a single there in her first at-bat, but was later stranded on second to end that top of the first, as this one is hit on by Evans, fouled out of play, and the count evens up at 1-1 after she watched ball 1 go by on the first pitch. If you're just joining us, the Lady Reds were able to get out to a early lead there on a bunt single from Grace Herman, and now this one's going to get through for a base hit for Caitlin Evans as Missouri Valley will have another base runner. Evans gets on with the leadoff single, or not a leadoff single, a single. And now Ty Sturts, the second baseman, steps up to the plate. Sturts struck out there in her first at-bat. She's got a runner over on first and a 4-1 lead with one out as well here in the top of the third. The first pitch from Winters is high for a ball, and the count goes to 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Winters. It's hit on right back to Winters. She's not able to field it. It gets through for a base hit. Back-to-back singles from Missouri Valley as Ty Sturts puts one right in between second and shortstop, putting runners on first and second now for Missouri Valley. And the catcher, Emerson Anderson, steps up to the plate. She's looking to keep things rolling here in the top of the third, where the Reds have already scored 2 runs. And they've got 2 runners on as well with one out. Anderson grounded out to short there in her first at-bat. The first pitch from Winters in the strike zone. He painted the outside part of the zone there as Addison Steenhook behind the plate calling some orders out for the defense of PCM. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It misses for ball 1, evens things out at a 1-1 for Emerson Anderson. Freshman Winters pitch to Anderson is hit on foul out of play, and the count moves to 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out for Missouri Valley. Here's the 1-2. This one is hit on foul, so Anderson keeps her at bat alive with a foul tip, and the count stays at 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. The pitch is high and outside for ball 2, and it evens things out at 2-2. By the way, coming into this matchup on the IGHSAU's rankings, Missouri Valley comes in ranked number 11. PCM comes in ranked number 6. As this one's thrown in by Steenhook down towards first, and they're actually going to say Sturts was able to get back in time. Ty Sturts on first was being a little dangerous with her leadoff. A perfect throwdown by Steenhook. Almost got her out at first, but the fielding umpire says no, she slid underneath. As now PCM head coach Sean Hudnut wants to have a quick conversation with the fielding umpires, leading the umpires all to come in and have a quick conversation. This is the second time tonight we've seen head coach Hudnut come out and have a conversation, sparking up a conversation between all of the umpires. We'll see. The first time there was no change elected after the meeting. We'll see if something changes here on the second one here in the top of the third. Again, they're talking about the throwdown from Steenhook behind the plate over towards first for Sturts, and they will call her out. So Ty Sturts will head back to the dugouts there after getting thrown out by Addie Steenhook for out number 2. And this is something that we've talked about at the office quite a bit this season. Is there's been a lot of plays that, you know, a coach will come out and have a quick conversation with the umpires, and it'll lead to change. And that's something that we don't really like to see, as this one is hit on for a base hit by Emerson Anderson. An RBI single from Emerson Anderson drives in Caitlin Evans for a run, and Missouri Valley extends their lead 5-1 here in the top of the third. A 3-run top of the third for the Lady Reds. That's 3 straight singles from Missouri Valley here in the top of the third.
Courtesy runner at first base for the catcher, number 2, Lily Hanlos.
Emerson Anderson, the catcher, will have a courtesy runner, as it will be number 2, Lily Hanlos, in at first now for Missouri Valley. Peyton West, the first baseman, steps up to the plate for the second time tonight. West flew out to right there in her first at-bat. The 8th grader in the lineup for Missouri Valley, Peyton West, watches strike 1 go by, and the count evens up at 1-1. West has She's got 26 hits on the year, 7 of those being doubles. She's also got a triple and 5 home runs, as this one is hit on to third, and third baseman Hudnut makes the play over at first to end the inning, but not before Missouri Valley plates 3 runs there in the top of the third. We go to the bottom of the third, 5-1. They lead it here on the KMA Extreme at KMAland.com. We'll be back right after this.
This is Sid with Shaw Ag near Trainer. I'm learning all of the ins and outs of agronomy with my dad, Shane. I've learned that Pioneer seed is second to none, and that they back that up with proven products and yields. I've also learned that if our customers have a question or a concern, we'll work until we figure out the answer or solution. I'm learning all of this because at Shaw Ag, we've made a commitment, and that commitment is our family helping yours. Call Shane at 712-520-1333.
Shenandoah Medical Center, in collaboration with MD West 1, provides the most comprehensive orthopedic care in our region. Whether you have pain stemming from an athletic injury or overuse, you will have immediate access to high-quality orthopedic care. My name is Michael Delcor, and I am an orthopedic surgeon specializing in the upper extremity. Whatever the case, I will work with you to determine the best treatment plan. For more information about our extensive orthopedic coverage, simply call 712-246-7400.
TNT Ford outside Red Oak will have you taking notice. Sure, the name and logo are nice, but those trucks, and more trucks are guaranteed to catch your eye. And Ag Country trucks aren't just about convenience, they're part of the operation. And the sales team at TNT Ford can help you find and finance the right Ford truck to take you from to-do to done with efficiency. Plus, their service team has the know-how to keep your truck at its best. New name, new experience. TNT Ford just east of Red Oak and anytime at TNTFord.com.
Back here into PCM High School, where Missouri Valley holds a 5-1 lead over PCM here in the bottom of the third. The Mustangs set to bat their 8-9-1 hitters. Addie Hudnut, Hollywood, and Tori Lindsay will all see the plate, and then if anybody gets on, Addison Steenhook, the catcher, will step up to the plate as well. Addie Hudnut watches 2 straight balls go by from Audrey Cole, who's pitched the first 2 innings and given up just 1 hit and 1 walk. Struck out 2 batters there through the first 2. Here's the 2-0 pitch into Hudnut. Swung on a miss, and the count goes to 2-1 for Hudnut. The junior on the year, 22 hits, 19 singles, 2 doubles. She's got a home run as well as 23 RBIs. She watches ball 3 go by and moves back into a hitter's count. 3 balls, 1 strike. The junior hitting .338 on the year, .416 on base percentage as well. Here's the 3-1. It is high and outside for ball 4, and PCM with a leadoff base runner here on a leadoff walk from Addie Hudnut. Now Hollywood steps up to the plate for the first time tonight, which I'm just going to go out and say it. That is one of the coolest names I think I've seen ever in my time here at doing sports, doing sports journalism. Hollywood steps up to the plate here as she watches ball 1 go high. Anderson behind the plate stands up, trying to chase Hudnut back to first, and she will eventually go back to the bag. As Hollywood, the freshman this season, 8 hits and 47 at-bats this year. Actually, 9 hits, 47 at-bats as she watches strike 1 go by. The count evens up at 1-1. 191 average, 316 on base percentage for the freshman. 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs for PCM. Anderson throws 1 down to first, and then instead of heading back to first, Hudnut just makes the decision to head to 2. She'll get there in time, and that'll be a stolen bag for Addie Hudnut as the Mustangs put a base runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the third with no outs. The count at the plate, 1-2 for Hollywood and Audrey Cole. The 1-2 is swung on and missed by Hollywood, and that's how the first out goes here in the bottom of the third. A strikeout for Cole, her third strikeout on the evening. Tori Lindsay, the shortstop, steps up to the plate, the leadoff batter for PCM. She struck out there in her first at-bat in the bottom of the first. The first pitch from Cole to Lindsay is hit on foul, out of play, and the count goes to 0-1. 30 hits on the year for the shortstop, Lindsay. The 0-1 pitch is in there for strike two. And Audrey Cole finds herself up 0-2 on the junior batter. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here's the pitch from Cole. Lindsay hits this one on foul, out of play, and the count will stay at no balls and 2 strikes. If you're just joining us as of late, the Lady Reds plated 2 runs there in the top of the first on a bunt single from Grace Herman, with an RBI, as this one's hit on hard, out of play, as it just finds the gap in the fence there by the home team dugout. The count will stay at 0-2, and it looks like everybody's all right over there, so no harm, no foul. As now we've got another 0-2 pitch on the way from Cole to Lindsay. Like I was saying, Grace Herman had an RBI bunt single there in the top of the first, and a missed throw by the defense of PCM led to another run for Missouri Valley. And then in the top of the third, a 2-run blast from Audrey Cole and an RBI single from Emerson Anderson have plated all 5 of the Lady Reds runs, as Lindsay hits another one foul, out of play. The count will stay at 0-2. Here's another 0-2 pitch on the way from Cole into Lindsay. It gets into the dirt as Anderson is too late on the throw over to third. Addie Hudnut will take third on the pitch in the dirt from Cole, and Lindsay at the plate with an 0-2 count, but she does have a runner on third in scoring position. She's able to hit one in play, as this one is also hit out of play for another foul ball. I don't know if we're going to run out of softballs by the time this game is all said and done. Both these squads hitting multiple pitches, making contact, but just hitting them out of play. Here's a 1-2 pitch on the way from Colt. This one is hit on. Guess what? Another one fouled off. We've got a long pitcher-hitter battle going on between the leadoff batter, Tori Lindsay, and Audrey Cole, the ace for Missouri Valley. Another 1-2 pitch is on the way here in just a few moments. Cole gets her pitch. Now gets set to throw the 1-2. It is behind. Actually, it'll go off of Lindsay, so she will take first on the walk. A dead ball that Hudnut was headed home for, but home plate umpire said, nope, you've got to head back to 3. That is not allowed there on a dead ball, hit by pitch situation. That puts runners on the corners now for PCM. And the 2-hitter, Addie Steenhook, the catcher, steps up to the plate, and Rick Barker, head coach of Missouri Valley, wants to have a quick conversation with his infield and Audrey Cole here in the bottom of the third, is just kind of letting him know the situation, letting the infield know where to go on each situation that could possibly happen here for the 2-hitter, Addie Steenhook. Like I said, PCM has runners on the corners. You could also be talking about one of those funky plays that on a stealing Lindsay, Anderson from behind the plate will throw it down to second and then try and throw it back home for a Hudnut over at third, heading home. I mean, I see that situation all the time, especially here in high school ball. I think I've only seen it work twice in my entire career, which only spans about 3 years, but still, only seen it work not 2 times out of multitude of games. Addie Steenhook, the catcher, steps up to the plate. The lefty set to bat for the second time tonight. Steenhook had a solo blast over the center field wall there in her first at-bat in the bottom of the first, giving PCM their only run of the game. Is fielding ump over at third, calls quick time. Now we're set and ready to go for the first pitch to Steenhook. This one's hit on foul, out of play, and like everybody else in these two lineups, Steenhook hits one out of play to start the inning. Count goes to 0-1. No balls, one strike, one out for PCM. Here's the pitch by Cole. It's high for a ball, and count goes to 1-1. Anderson stands up, seeing if Lindsay will decide to steal second. Tori Lindsay decides to stay at 1, and the count moves to 1-1 at the plate. Here's the pitch from Cole to Steenhook. It is high and inside for ball 2 as Anderson again stood up and had to make a nice catch inside of the plate, trying to make sure nobody gets through on a pass ball. Here's a 2-1. Hit on, contact made by Steenhook deep in foul territory. That one, it would have been hit on a little straighter, probably would have been gone as well. There was a lot of power behind that swing from Steenhook, but she takes it down the right side for a foul ball, and the count goes to 2-2. Here is the 2-2 pitch from Cole to Steenhook. This one's hit on hard in between first and second for a base hit. An RBI single for Addie Steenhook drives in another run for PCM, making the lead 5-2 for Missouri Valley. Steenhook adds another RBI to her night as Addie Hudnut gets in for a score. Lindsay moves over to second. And now we've got a courtesy runner in for the catcher. It will be number 9, Ryan DeVore, over on first for Steenhook. Libby Winters, the center fielder, steps up to the plate for the second time tonight. Winters flew out to short there in her first at-bat. This one's hit on in between short and second for a base hit. A run will head home and score as Lindsay gets in for a score and moves this game to a 5-3 Missouri Valley lead.
Brings up cleanup hitter, left fielder number 10, Lillian Humple.
2 straight singles from PCM here in this inning as they got things rolling. 2 runs plated so far in the bottom of the third. Lillian Humple, the 4-hitter, steps up to the plate. The cleanup batter watches strike 1 go by, and the count goes to 0-1. Steenhook's over on second, or excuse me, not Steenhook. DeVore's over on second for PCM, and Winters on first. 1 out for the Mustangs here as this one's hit on foul, out of play by Humple, and the count goes to 0-2 for Audrey Cole, the senior pitcher. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out for PCM as Cole takes a look at the dugout, gets her pitch. Here is the 0-2 pitch from Cole. It is hit on, fouled, out of play by Humple, and the count will stay at 0-2. PCM trying to get all the runs back here in this inning as they've already plated 2. They've only got 1 out and 2 runners still on, so a good opportunity for the Mustangs to plate some more runs here in the bottom of the third as they trail it 5-3. Here's the 0-2 pitch again into Humple. It is outside for ball 1. The count moves to 1-2. As we take a look at some other matchups going on across the KMA area, Martinsdale St. Mary's leads Lennox 1-0 there in a Class 1A district or sub-state game there in Osceola. Again, Martinsdale St. Mary's leads at 1-0 over Lennox as this one's hit on foul by Humple, and the count stays 1-2 at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here's the pitch. It is outside for ball 2, and the count evens up at 2-2. Just missed outside the zone there to even things up. Also going on tonight in a Class 2A sub-state game, Underwood leads it 2-1 over Tri-Center in some Western Iowa Conference battles as well. The 2-2 is swung on and missed by Humple. A big strikeout for Audrey Cole for out number 2 here in the bottom of the third.
Designated player number 1,
Hadley Malang, the designated player, steps up to the plate for the second time tonight. Malang batted there in the bottom of the second where she flew out to second. As Cole's pitch to Malang is high and outside for ball 1. The count goes to 1-0. The other game on the KMA airwaves tonight in the KMA area is Dicey Scales over in Logan Magnolia, Cedar Rapids, or Coon Rapids Baird, excuse me. And Coon Rapids Baird has a 1-0 lead. As this one's hit on foul out of play by Hadley Malang. The count goes to 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs for PCM. Here's the pitch from Cole to Malang, the designated player. It's high. Malang thought about taking, but decides to hold back. Good call as it's a ball, and the count goes to 2-1. Again, 2 outs for PCM here in the top of the third. They have plated 2 runs already. Here's the 2-1. This one's hit on foul out of play by Malang, and count moves to 2-2. I'm seeing a lot of the PCM batters getting out early on these Cole pitches, getting out in front of it. Here's the 2-2. This one is also hit on out in front of by Malang and goes foul out of play. The count goes to 2-2 as home plate umpires go get more softballs here in this matchup. Multiple foul balls being taken outside of the fences here at Prairie City Monroe High School. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs for PCM here in the bottom of the third. Here's the pitch from Cole to Malang. This one's hit on foul out of play as the count stays at 2-2. PCM showing aggressiveness at the plate, making contact like they have been doing all night so far. But so far for them as well has only been the 3 that they've been able to put in play. This one's able to be put in play and get through for a base hit. A run will come across for a 5-4 lead now for PCM, but the throw down to third is safe. Steenhook slides underneath, excuse me, not Steenhook. DeVore gets in for a score. Winter slides underneath the tag at third, putting 2 runners in scoring position on a Hadley Malang RBI single that scores DeVore, moving the lead 5-4 now for Missouri Valley. The fans here at Prairie City Monroe getting on their feet for the Mustangs team as head coach for Missouri Valley, Rick Barker, has to have a quick conversation with his team, and now Barker wants to have a quick conversation with the fielding umpire, maybe about the tag, and it'll lead to a quick conversation between all the umpires. This is the 3rd time we've seen this tonight, and I'm all for, coaches wanting to get an explanation on certain calls, but I don't agree with the fact that you can just go up and have a quick conversation with an umpire, and that's enough to spark a conversation to maybe, change a play, especially when the umpire who was in position made the call on the play. They will call her safe, which, was the calling on the field. So in the 3 times tonight we've seen umpires have discussions, 2 of them, the ruling on the field has stayed the same, but 1 of them has changed. And that's what I'm talking about. I just don't think it's right for, teams to be able to go out and say, hey, I don't think that was an out, and then the umpires to just have a conversation like that and switch up the play based off that conversation. But the play doesn't get changed there as Libby Winters is safe on third. Hadley Malang safe on second. Camden Webb, the pitcher, at the plate now for PCM, and excuse me, she's not the pitcher anymore. She was started the game in the circle tonight for the Mustangs. She watches ball one go by from Cole. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's high and inside for ball two, and the count goes to 2-0. 3 runs already plated for PCM here in the bottom of the third. They've got runners in scoring position on second and third. Libby Winters on second, or on third, Malang on second. This one's hit on foul into the fence behind home plate, and the count goes to 2-1. 2 outs for PCM as well here in the bottom of the third as they trail it by 1 run. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Cole into Webb. It is hit on foul, out of play. The count evens up at 2-2. Andre Cole just 1 strike from getting Missouri Valley out of this tough inning where they've already given up the 3 runs and still have 2 base runners pressuring as well. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It is high for ball 3, and the count will go full for Camden Webb. A payoff pitch on the way from Audrey Cole with 2 outs. Cole gets her pitch. Here it is, the full count. Hit on, contact made, goes to shortstop Dylan Mead, who does make the play at first to end the inning, but not before PCM plated 3 runs of their own. Missouri Valley still holds a 5-4 lead, but we go to the top of the 4th. 5-4, Missouri Valley leads it. We'll be back on the KMAX stream at KMAland.com right after this.
Our name says it all. We're Total Farm Solutions. This is Eric with TFS, and when it comes to your operation, we want to be your total partner in and out of the field. We're your Pioneer seed dealer, along with bulk options and seed treatments. And we study genetics, offering scouting and agronomic solutions. Taking care of our customer is part of our total service. We're Total Farm Solutions. Give us a call or find our office just outside of Carson.
Is believing. That's what you'll hear from customers that choose Barrett Auto Center of Glenwood time and time again. Barrett customers come in for vehicles and service work, but they come back for conversation and honest advice. They want one of the largest pre-owned and fully serviced inventories in KMA land, and they return when they've gone elsewhere and it just isn't the same. See and believe for yourself how little differences add up to a better car buying experience. Come back to Barrett's and Barrett'sAutoCenter.com.
Welcome back here into the KMAX stream at KMAland.com. Missouri Valley did give up 3 runs there in the bottom of the third, but they still hold a 5-4 lead as they get set to bat their 8-9-1 hitters. Claire Myler, Riley Evans, Dylan Mead will all see the plate here in this inning, and then if anybody gets on, Audrey Cole will step up to the plate as well. Myler watches strike 1 go by. The count moves 0-1, and now the 0-1 pitch is outside for a ball, and the count evens up at 1-1. There's 1 run separates the number 6 team in Class 3A and the number 11 team in Class 3A. As this one is hit on, popped into right field, able to get underneath of it, makes the grab for out number 1. That's how the first one goes down here in this inning, and Riley Evans, the third baseman, steps up to the plate. Evans flew out to third there in her first at-bat. As the 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed by Evans, as the count goes to 0-2 for Libby Winters. The 0-2 misses for ball 1, and Evans will stay alive at the plate. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out for Missouri Valley. This one's hit on by the 9-hitter, Riley Evans, over to third baseman, Addie Hudnut, who does make the throw towards first in time for out number 2 here in the top of the 4th. 2 quick outs for Missouri Valley from their 8-9 hitters, but now they turn it to the top of their order. Dylan Mead, the shortstop, steps up to the plate. Mead has been excellent so far tonight at that leadoff spot. A single, a double, 2 runs scored for the Lady Reds as this one's hit on. It goes to the shortstop, Lindsay, who knocks it down and can't make the throw over in time. Mead's able to reach on whether that be an infield single or an error. I'm going to assume they're going to rule that one an error.
Mead reaches the first, brings up pitcher.
That would be my best guess, is that they'll call that one an error on Tori Lindsay, the shortstop. That puts Dylan Mead on first with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Audrey Cole, the pitcher, steps up to the plate. Cole, in her last at-bat, had that 2-run shot over the center field wall that gave Missouri Valley a 5-1 lead at the time. She watches strike 1 go by, and the count goes to 0-1. Here's Winter's 0-1 pitch. It is outside for a ball. As a stealing base runner will get thrown out by the catcher, Addison Steenhook. Steenhook throws it down to second, getting Mead, who was trying to take second. As we go to the bottom of the 4th, that's how the inning comes to a close. 5-4, Missouri Valley leads it here on the KMA Extreme at KMAland.com. We'll be back right after this.
Sure what you want to do with your life? Feel like your job is at a standstill? Get your foot in the door with area manufacturing companies at Iowa Western Community College's SEAM program. Sign up now in the Center of Excellence for Advanced Manufacturing through IWCC. Classes are just 2 early evenings a week with holidays and summers off. Improve your current skills and learn new ones that will give you a new career or even enhance your current one. For more information on SEAM, contact IWCC's Clarinda Center at 712-542-5117.
Salvage in Bartlett is no stranger to the ups and downs of owning and operating a small business. But no matter how much changes on their end, there's one thing that will always stay the same for their customers. It's cash. Call for the best scrap metal prices in the area and go ahead and test their unloading times. Then, when all is said and done, that's right, leave with cash. J-Dog Salvage, Bartlett, Iowa, 402-290-3124. That's 402-290-3124.
Kyra Nave, the right fielder, will start things off for PCM here in the bottom of the 4th as they trail at 5-4 behind Missouri Valley here in this Class 3A Region 4 final. The winner moving on to a state tournament appearance is Audrey Cole, set for her 4th inning in the circle for Missouri Valley as Nave hits this one on into, it will not leave the infield, Ty Sturts, the second baseman, gets underneath of it, makes the grab for out number 1, and that's how the first one goes down. A fly out over to second. Addie Hudnut, the third baseman, steps up to the plate. Hudnut reached on a walk there in her first at-bat. She later got around and scored a run for PCM, the first run there in the bottom of the 3rd. She was also the leadoff batter there in that bottom of the 3rd as well. She watches ball 1 go by. The count goes to 1-0. If we take a look at how these two teams got to where we are today. First of all, we'll take a look at the away team, Missouri Valley, as the 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed by Hudnut. The count evens up at 1-1. Missouri Valley had to beat Cherokee Washington 15-0. That game was played at Missouri Valley, and then 11-5 win over Unity Christian as well for Mo Valley, puts them at this point. And then for PCM, as this one's hit on, foul out of play by Hudnut, the count moves to 1-2 at the plate. PCM, to get to this point, beat Southeast Valley, there in a regional quarterfinal matchup, 8-0, and then in a semifinal matchup, they defeated Greene County 9-0 as well. The 1-2 is in the dirt for ball 2, and the count evens up at 2-2. Hudnut at the plate, even in the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Cole. It's inside for ball 3, and Anderson showing some skips after that one. Thought it might have been a little closer to the zone, but the home plate umpire says no, too far inside for ball 3. Count goes full. A payoff pitch on the way. Here's the 3-2 pitch from Cole into Hudnut. It is low and inside for ball 4. A walk. Puts a base runner on for PCM there. And now the 9-hitter, Hollywood, the second baseman, steps up to the plate for the second time tonight. Wood Struck out there in her first at-bat in the bottom of the third. We know what the PCM lineup can do when they do turn it to the top of their order. They did a very good job of plating some runs there in that last inning. 3 runs plated in the bottom of the third. After turning it to the top of their order, starting it with their 8-9-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Cole to Wood. Wood shows bunt, tries to lay one down, pops one up, foul into the fence, and the count goes 0-2. I'd imagine with 2 strikes on, probably eliminates the bunt situation here. But we'll see. Wood gets her signal from head coach Sean Hudnut over at third base, and now the 0-2 pitch from Cole into Wood. It is contact made by Wood, popped up into, will not leave the infield. Dylan Mead at short. Runs underneath of it, makes the grab for out number 2. That's how the second batter goes down here in the bottom of the fourth.
Second for out number 2 brings up the top of the lineup. Shortstop number 11, Tori Lindsay.
Tori Lindsay, the shortstop, steps up to the plate. Lindsay in her last at-bat was hit by a pitch. She later got around and scored a run for the Mustangs. That was in the bottom of the third. As the pitch is in there for a strike. Hudnut's thinking, or excuse me, Lindsay's thinking she got hit and thinking she could take first on the hit by pitch. Didn't turn to home plate, and now the home plate umpire did call a strike. And they'll say she did not get hit. So Lindsay will head back to first and continue her at-bat down in the count, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs for PCM. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Cole into Lindsay. This one's hit on, popped up, foul out of play, and the count will move to 0-2. Cole, 1 strike away from getting Missouri Valley out of this inning. Here's the 0-2 pitch with 2 outs. This one is popped up out of play, and the count will stay at 0-2 again. Tori Lindsay staying aggressive at the plate with 2 strikes and making contact, keeping himself alive. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Cole. It is high and outside for a ball, and the count goes to 1-2. Anderson tried to throw it down to first, seeing if she could get Hudnut over at first, but Hudnut able to get back in time. Interesting play there from Anderson, because if that gets by your first baseman, Peyton West, then you move a runner into scoring position for PCM. As this one goes off of Lindsay's leg, she will take first on the hit by pitch, and now she ends up on first. Tried to do it early, but had to come back to the plate. Now she'll take first on the hit by pitch. And Addison Steenhook, the catcher, will step up to the plate for the 3rd time tonight. The lefty Steenhook has a home run and a single so far in this one. She's got 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored as well for PCM. Watches ball 1 go by, and the count goes to 1-0. Runners on first and second for the Mustangs. This one misses high for ball 2. The count moves to 2-0, and Cole knows the kind of batter she's facing. You can't just lob one down the middle to a batter like Steenhook. You've got to work around the zone a little bit and actually work a little battle, and that's something that comes with experience of Cole there being a senior in the circle. Is Steenhook watches ball 3 go low, and the count goes to 3-0. 3 straight balls from Cole in the circle. Hudnut, the coach for PCM, just went ahead and let Steenhook know, if you want to take a swing, go ahead, but she chooses not to, and loads the bases for PCM with a walk. That loads the bases, like I said, and now Libby Winters, the pitcher.
Brings up center fielder, number 18.
Ryan DeVore will go into run for Steenhook. Winters, the now pitcher, steps into the plate for the third time tonight. Winters in her last at-bat had a walk. Or excuse me, got on with a single, not a walk. As the first pitch from Cole in there for strike number 1, the count goes to 0-1. Bases loaded, like I said, for PCM. Here's the 0-1 pitch. This one's hit on by Winters into the outfield, deep into the outfield. It'll drop for a base hit. 1 run will come across for PCM. 2 will come across as well as both Hudnut get in, Lindsay gets in, Steenhook, or DeVore, excuse me, gets in. A bases clearing double from Libby Winters makes her night a lot easier in the circle as PCM takes their first lead of the night, 7-5. 3 RBI on that double there for Libby Winters. A 2-out, 3 RBI double at that for the now pitcher for PCM. DeVore, Hudnut, and Lindsay all get in for runs. As 2 straight 3-run innings for PCM gives them their lead here, 7-5, their first lead of the night. Missouri Valley jumped out to a 2-0 lead. The Mustangs answered, made it 2-1. But then Missouri Valley really put the pressure on, jumping out to a 5-1 lead there in the top of the third. Well, PCM answered right back, plating 3 runs of their own in the bottom of the third. And now a 3-run bottom of the fourth has given them a lead. Lillian Humple, the left fielder at the plate now. She watches ball 1 go by. The count evens up at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs for the Mustangs. Here's the pitch. This one hit on foul out of play. The count moves to 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the 1-2. It is a foul ball or a dead ball. We'll see which, or hit by pitch. We'll see which ones they rule it. They will rule it a hit by pitch, and Audrey Cole not exactly happy with that. Lillian Humple was swinging on it, but it goes off her hands. Rick Barker was going to go out and have a conversation. Home plate umpire told him to go ahead and head back. There's nothing to talk about as Lillian Humple ends up on first with a hit by pitch. And the bats have been rolling for PCM here in this inning. Well, just 1 hit for PCM actually in this inning. That double from Libby Winters with 3 RBI, but two hit by pitches from Cole and 2 walks as well. Haven't been ideal for the Lady Reds here in this matchup. Hadley Malang, the designated player at the plate, watches ball 1 go by, watches strike 1 go by, and the count evens up at 1-1. Malang had a single there in her last at-bat that drove in a run for the Lady Reds, or for the Mustangs. Here's the 1-1. This one's hit on. It gets through for a base hit. Malang may drive in another one. As Winters is heading for home, she'll score, get in on the RBI single from Hadley Malang. Back-to-back RBI singles from the designated player. Extends the lead now 8-5 for PCM as Libby Winters got in on that hit. Humple moves over to third, and on the throw home, Malang moved over to second as well. Camden Webb, the pitcher, or now the starting pitcher for PCM here in this matchup, now steps up to the plate. Webb walked and grounded out so far in this matchup. This is back-to-back innings where the Mustangs have almost hit through their order. Webb is the only one who hasn't hit so far in this inning for PCM, and Nave was the only one, the leadoff batter, Nave, in this inning was the only one who didn't hit there in the bottom of the third. So back-to-back fantastic innings at the plate for PCM as they've grabbed an 8-5 lead here in the bottom of the fourth in this Class 3A Region 4 final. The 1-1 is in there for strike two for Audrey Cole, and the count moves to 1-2. And if you're Audrey Cole, you've got to just figure out a way to get out of this inning, get back to your bats, and try and get the offense rolling again. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Cole into Webb. It is high and outside for a ball, evens things out at 2-2. Anderson had to jump up for that one. Any more pass balls here for Missouri Valley would be very bad at this point in the game with runners in scoring position on second and third. Here's the 2-2. This one is hit on foul into the fence behind home plate, and the count will stay at 2-2. Two balls, two strikes, two outs. Camden Webb and the PCM Mustangs. Here's the pitch from Cole. Misses outside and low for a ball, and the count goes full now for Camden Webb. And if you're Audrey Cole in this situation, this is a batter you cannot afford to give up. I mean, you've got a place to put her over on first as it's unoccupied, but you cannot afford to give up yet another walk here in this inning. That would be walk number 3. Not including hit by pitches, and that's exactly what she does. The pitch is inside and high for ball 4. 3 walks for Audrey Cole in this inning. She's also hit 2 batters as Kyra Nave steps back up to the plate for the second time in this inning. Nave, for the first time in this inning, flew out to second. She's flown out twice in this one, getting underneath both of her pitches and popping out in both of them. In the second at-bats in this inning from Cole and Nave, Cole hits the strike zone on the first pitch, and the count goes to 0-1. The bases are loaded for PCM here in the bottom of the fourth, so an opportunity to possibly drive in some more runs for the Mustangs. The 0-1 is hit on by Nave. It goes to third baseman Riley Evans, who steps on third, and that's how the disastrous inning comes to a close for Missouri Valley, but not before PCM jumps out to a lead, 8-5. They take it here, and we go to the top of the fifth. We'll be back on the KMA Extreme at KMAland.com right after this.
Since 1892, Malvern Bank has been building community from 404 Main Street in Malvern, Iowa. For generations, Malvern Bank has been serving local businesses, families, and farms to help them achieve their goals in every step of their lives. From saving for college to planning for retirement and everything in between, Malvern Bank is your full-service community bank. Call, click, or stop in today to apply for an account, loan, or credit card. Malvern Bank, we build community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Nutrient Ag Solutions takes the responsibility of growing seriously. As a leader in the ag sector, they provide their customers with complete agriculture solutions, including nutrients, crop protection products, seed, service, and digital tools for optimum customer success. Talk with Nutrient Ag Solutions in Westboro, Coyne, Percival, and Essex. Nutrient Ag Solutions, transforming agriculture and feeding the future.
Welcome back here into Monroe as we set to begin the top of the fifth. The 2, 3, 4 hitters all due up for Missouri Valley. Audrey Cole, Grace Herman, Caitlin Evans will all step up to the plate as Audrey Cole had a long break in between her she had an opportunity to bat there in the top of the fourth, but she's had a long break since then after that long inning in the bottom of the fourth where PCM plated 4 runs. Cole was at the plate when Dylan Mead was thrown out, stealing second. The 0-2 pitch to Cole misses outside for ball 1, and not a bad idea there from Winters, trying to work the outside part of the zone. As the 0-1 is, or the 1-2, excuse me, is missed for a 2-2. I just realized it is not even Libby Winters in the circle for PCM right now. I don't know how long this has been, but this one's hit on by Cole. She's thrown out as it goes to third. Addie Hudnuts at third cleans it up and makes the throw over to first for out number 1. forgive me to everybody as I was wrong on the pitcher for PCM here so far. Riley Parsons, the junior, has been throwing in the circle the last couple innings. 18 games started for Parsons this year. She's got a 12-1 record, 56 strikeouts, a 2.08 ERA. She's got Missouri Valley needing 3 runs here in 3 innings. This one's hit on. It goes to shortstop. Lindsay, who makes the play over at first for out number 2. That's out number 2 here in the top of the 5th. And now Caitlin Evans, the left fielder, steps up to the plate. Riley Parsons in the circle. Hasn't earned any strikeouts, but has only given up 1 run as well through the inning and a half that she's seen. She misses the strike zone there on Caitlin Evans, and the count evens out at 1-1. 2 outs for Missouri Valley here. The 1-1 pitch is hit on, popped up into center field. That one is tracked down and grabbed by Libby Winters, who is still out in center field and has been this whole time. I just didn't realize it. As we go to the bottom of the 6th, or bottom of the 5th, excuse me, sorry about that. Bottom of the 5th, 8-5, PCM leads it. We'll be back on the KMA Extreme at KMAland.com right after this.
OSI is considered a premier global food provider by many of the world's leading brands. OSI delivers leading-edge food solutions for product development as well as processing. Much of it is done from their Oakland, Iowa plant. Being a leader in the industry allows OSI Oakland to give back to their communities by sponsoring area high school events, offering special programs for veterans, and other community outreach programs. Well, to learn more, visit osigroup.com and search for the Oakland, Iowa location.
No one succeeds alone. It takes support to get there, sacrifices made by others, wisdom learned and passed on. When your business is agriculture, you dedicate your life to supporting community, doing the hard work that helps all of us thrive. It's why at PCSB, we believe in supporting you. Your success makes our community succeed. PCSB, we believe in you. Visit us online at wearepcsb.com. Member FDIC.
Welcome into Monroe. We've got some defensive changes for Missouri Valley here as we get set for the bottom of the 5th. They've got a new pitcher in the circle. It will be Peyton West, the 8th grader, seeing some time here in this Class 3A Region 4 championship matchup. As West in this year has started in just 2 games, a 2-0 record, but she has pitched in 11 different games other than that. 23 innings pitched. She's been used as mostly a closer for Missouri Valley, coming in a little early here at the bottom of the 5th, but in a time where they ever so need her, she will be starting things off against Addie Hudnut, Hollywood, and Tori Lindsay, the 8-9-1 hitters for PCM. Hudnut has walked twice in this matchup and scored 2 runs for PCM as well. Hudnut watches the strike go by, and the count evens up at 1-1. Peyton West misses the strike zone there on the 1-1. The count moves to 2-1. As the 2-1 pitch from West to Hudnut. Is in there for strike 2, and it evens things out at 2-0. Let's go ahead 2-2. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other games going on around the KMA area that, on the KMA airwaves that you can catch. There's 3 other baseball games going on tonight as 3 baseball teams are looking to punch their tickets to the state baseball tournament as this one's hit on by Hudnut, popped up. It will not leave the infield. Shortstop Meads able to get underneath of it, make the grab for out number 1. That's how the first one goes down here in this inning. Like I was saying, Trevor Bader's over in Osceola for Martinsdale St. Mary's Lennox. They're in a Class 1A, one of those two teams trying to punch a ticket to the state tournament. Martinsdale St. Mary's leads at 4-0 as they're going into the 7th over in that matchup. Elsewhere in Class 2A, or actually, let's go ahead and take a look at the other Class 1A game here. It's Coon Rapids Baird and Logan Magnolia going at it right now. Coon Rapids Baird leads that one 1-0 going into the 6th inning, so that's a close matchup there in the Class 1A baseball action, as this one from West finds the strike zone on Wood, and the count goes to 0-2. The 0-2 pitch is high for ball one. The count moves to 1-2. Also taking a look there in Class 2A today, Ryan Matheny is on the call of that Underwood Tri-Center Class 2A sub-state game. Underwood leads at 4-1 over Tri-Center in some Western Iowa Conference action for postseason baseball. A big strikeout for Peyton West, her first of the game, as she's just faced the two batters so far tonight. She will now face the top of the order for PCM, which has been very good so far tonight. Tori Lindsay, the shortstop, steps up to the plate. Lindsay has been hit by pitch twice in this matchup. She's scored 2 runs as well for the Mustangs. She watches ball one go outside. The count goes to 1-0. 2 outs for the Mustangs now here in the bottom of the 5th. Here is the 1-0 pitch. It is in there for strike one, and the count evens up at 1-1. This is everybody in the order's first time seeing Peyton West of Missouri Valley. The 1-1 is hit on into the outfield. Left fielder Caitlin Evans tracks it down, makes the grab. And that's how the inning comes to a close. 3 up, 3 down for PCM as we go to the top of the 6th now. The Missouri Valley Lady Reds just working with 6 outs left in this game. They've got to play at least 3 runs in 2 innings. We'll be back on the KMA Extreme at KMAland.com right after this.
This is Sid with Shop Ag near Trainer. I'm learning all of the ins and outs of agronomy with my dad, Shane. I've learned that Pioneer seed is second to none, and that they back that up with proven products and yields. I've also learned that if our customers have a question or a concern, we'll work until we figure out the answer or solution. I'm learning all of this because at Shop Ag, we've made a commitment, and that commitment is our family helping yours. Call Shane at 712-520-1333.
Shenandoah Medical Center, in collaboration with MD West 1, provides the most comprehensive orthopedic care in our region. Whether you have pain stemming from an athletic injury or overuse, you will have immediate access to high-quality orthopedic care. My name is Michael Delcor, and I am an orthopedic surgeon specializing in the upper extremity. Whatever the case, I will work with you to determine the best treatment plan. For more information about our extensive orthopedic coverage, simply call 712-246-7400.
5, 6, 7 hitters all due up for Missouri Valley here in this inning as Ty Sturts watches one pitch go by, doesn't watch it, makes contact, hits it on into left field, and Lillian Humpel gets underneath of it there in left field for the grab and out number 1. So a quick first out for Missouri Valley here in the top of the 6th. As like I was saying before the break, they've got just 6 outs to work with, now just 5 here in this matchup to play 5 runs to keep their season alive. Emerson Anderson, the catcher, steps up to the plate for the 3rd time tonight. Anderson had an RBI single there in her last at-bat. That was back in the top of the 3rd, as this one is hit on by Anderson. It goes to third baseman Addie Hudnut, who makes the play at first for out number 2. And the PCM defense has been locked in here in the last 3 innings after 2 straight 3 up, 3 downs. PCM threatening another one for Missouri Valley is 2 outs quickly here in this inning. Peyton West, the now pitcher, steps up to the plate for Missouri Valley. She watches ball one go by. The 1-0 is hit on by West. It will not leave the infield. Tori Lindsay, shortstop's able to extend her arm, make the catch for the grab, and out number 3. And just like that, 3 up, 3 down goes Missouri Valley offense. Now they've only got 3 outs to work with there in the top of the 7th, but they've got to avoid some insurance runs that PCM's going to be looking to add in the bottom of the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th on the KMA Extreme at KMAland.com right after these.
T&T Ford outside Red Oak will have you taking notice. Sure, the name and logo are nice, but those trucks, and more trucks are guaranteed to catch your eye. And Ag Country trucks aren't just about convenience, they're part of the operation. And the sales team at T&T Ford can help you find and finance the right Ford truck to take you from to-do to done with efficiency. Plus, their service team has the know-how to keep your truck at its best. New name, new experience. T&T Ford just east of Red Oak and anytime at TNTFord.com.
Our name says it all. We're Total Farm Solutions. This is Eric with TFS, and when it comes to your operation, we want to be your total partner in and out of the field. We're your Pioneer seed dealer, along with bulk options and seed treatments. And we study genetics, offering scouting and agronomic solutions. Taking care of our customer is part of our total service. We're Total Farm Solutions. Give us a call or find our office just outside of Carson.
Welcome back here into Monroe. PCM holds an 8-5 lead over Missouri Valley as one of these two teams is looking to punch a ticket to the state tournament next week. PCM, like I said, currently leads it 8-5 as they look to tack on some insurance runs for that 7th inning. We're in the bottom of the 6th. And the 2, 3, 4 hitters all due up for PCM here in this inning. Addie Steenhook, the catcher at the plate now. Steenhook has batted 3 times already tonight. She's got a single, a walk, and a home run. So currently 2 for 2 on the night. She's drove in 2 runs, and then her base runner has also scored 2 runs as well. As this one's going to get through for a single. Addie Steenhook continues her excellent night at the plate with the leadoff single here in the 6th inning. Libby Winters, the left fielder, center fielder, steps up to the plate. Courtesy runner in for the catcher, Steenhook, will be Ryan DeVore, who now ends up on first. DeVore has scored 2 runs for Steenhook already tonight. Libby Winters, the center fielder, at the plate. She watches ball 1 go by, and the count goes to 1-0. PCM this season, 24-4, a regular season for them. A 15-0 conference record there in the heart of Iowa Conference play. This one is popped up. It will leave the field and get out of play as the count evens up at 1-1. An excellent season for the IGHSAU's number 6 rated team. PCM they look to keep it rolling and move on to a state tournament. Here's the 1-1 pitch from West. This one is hit on, foul out of play, and the count moves to 1-2 now for Libby Winters. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Into Winters, misses outside and little low as well for ball 2. The count evens up at 2-2. No outs for PCM here in this inning. DeVore over on first after a Steenhook walk. This one is hit on, foul out of play. And the count will stay at 2-2. Both of these teams doing exactly what you'd expect some teams in a regional final game to do, making contact, being aggressive at the plate, and also putting on a show at the plate, leading to the high-scoring affair we've had that's 8-5. 2 balls, 2 strikes is still the count as Winters fouled another one off. Comes the 2-2 pitch from West. Into Winters with a runner on first. It's high for ball 3. The count moves to a full count. And another thing you've got to say about this PCM offense is their ability to foul off pitches, keep themselves alive at the plate, battle, and then putting them on first for a walk or hit by pitch or even getting a hit. We've seen them do that multitude of times so far tonight, and they're able to do it again here tonight. Libby Winters will take first on a walk, putting runners on first and second now. And that was the exact kind of battle I was talking about there from Libby Winters. Battled off like 4 or 5 pitches in the strike zone, hit him on foul out of play. Even after being down in the counts with 2 strikes, she battles back and gets on first with a walk. Lillian Humple, the center or the left fielder now at the plate. She fouls one off and the count goes to 0-1. Humple was hit by a pitch there in her last at bat. Eventually got stranded over on third. She did strike out in the 2 at bats before then. Still no outs for the Mustangs here in this inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Humple looked to lay down a bunt. It goes out of the glove of Anderson, who has to go down to the backstop and track it down. Runners were able to move in before that, so DeVoro moves over to third. Winters over to second. 2 runners in scoring position now for PCM as they look to add some insurance runs here in the bottom of the 6th. The count is at 1-1 for Lillian Humple, the left fielder, at the plate. No outs, like I said, for PCM. Here's the pitch. It's inside, or no, it finds the strike zone for strike number 2. The count moves to 1-2. I thought that one might have went too far inside. Home plate umpire says inside part of the strike zone for strike number 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. It is outside for a ball. The count evens up at 2-2. And we'll see if Lillian Humple is able to battle out of another 2-strike situation for PCM. They've been able to do it excellent so far tonight. Here's the 2-2 pitch from West into Humple. It is hit on foul into the fence behind home plate. The count will stay at 2-2. And like I said, Humple still battling with 2 strikes. 2-2 is the count. The pitch is hit on into the outfield. It will be dropped in right field. It will drop for a base hit for Humple. She drives in 1 run as DeVore gets in. Winters will score as well. And Humple will end up on second, extending the lead 10-5 now for PCM. And the situation is getting dire now for Missouri Valley here in this matchup. In the bottom of the 6th, they trail it 10-5. DeVore and Winters both got in on that hit by Humple. Now Hadley Malang, the designated player, will step up to the plate for the 3rd time tonight. Malang, 2 doubles, or 2 triple, 2 singles and a triple as well for a couple RBIs. A stealing Humple will take 3rd, slide underneath the tag, and the count at the plate is 1-1. And I completely misread my paper wrong, by the way. Malang's stat line on the night, 2 for 3, 2 singles, and 2 RBIs. Malang watches another ball go by, and the count moves to 2-1. 2-1 is the count. Here's the pitch. This one is hit on by Malang. It goes to 3rd baseman Riley Evans. Evans will make the play, try and make the play at home where Humple was headed, and Anderson behind the plate will just chase Humple back to 3rd. So that'll put runners on 2nd and 3rd now for PCM here in this inning on the fielder's choice. Camden Webb, the pitcher, steps up to the plate. In fact, that probably isn't even a fielder's choice since there wasn't an out. It's probably an error. Actually, I don't know. Did prevent the run from coming in, but puts runners in 2nd and 3rd. 2 runners in scoring position now with no outs for PCM and Camden Webb. Anderson tries to throw one down to 3rd, but Humple was able to get back in time. The 0-1 pitch is in there for strike 1. The count moves to 1-1. for Webb, the lefty, in at the plate. So far today, she's taken 2 walks and sits 0 for 1 on the evening. Here's the 0-1, or 1-1. It's hit on, laid down by a bunt as Peyton West just threw it too hard, gets by Anderson for an error, and 2 runs will come across on the error as well. As the lead grows, 12-10 now for PCM. They're just continuing to put it on. Missouri Valley here in this Class 3A regional final, and now head coach Rick Barker going to have a quick conversation with his squad. That one will be ruled as an error, as both Malang and Humple get in 4 scores for Missouri Valley. 12-5, PCM leads it. Peyton West getting set to continue along this inning here, where PCM holds a 12-5 lead over Missouri Valley. Due up now for PCM, Kyra Nave, the right fielder, steps up to the plate. Nave is 0 for 3 on the night with 2 flyouts and a ground out as well. As the right fielder gets set for her 4th at-bat. First time facing Peyton West in the circle. West forces a strike in. The count goes to 0-1 on Nave. Here's the 0-1 as Nave looks to lay down a bunch. He pulls back. The pitch misses outside for a ball, and the count goes to 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. No outs for the Missouri Valley Lady Reds here in this inning. Here's the pitch. As a bunt is laid down, it goes foul for Kyra Nave at the plate. And the count goes to 1-2. We do have our first final tonight across the KMA airwaves. Martinsdale St. Mary's picks up a 4-0 win over Lennox there in a Class 1A sub-state final. So Martinsdale St. Mary's moves on to a state baseball appearance there in Carroll next week. The 1-2 pitch gets away from Anderson behind the plate, and that'll move Camden Webb from second over to third. Puts a runner, an extra bag closer to scoring another run for PCM, which have not been super difficult to come by for them so far tonight. 12 runs plated through 6 innings, actually through 5. As the 2-2 misses for a ball, and the count will go full at the plate for Kyra Nave. And yet another instance where we are getting another good battle at the plate and another full count situation. This one's hit by, it'll get through for a base hit. Nave drives in another run for a single, and PCM is celebrating because that is the game. They come to a close. They get a 13-5 win. The run rule will come in effect here in the bottom of the 6th. Like I said, 13-5. PCM leads it, or wins it over Missouri Valley on the RBI single from Kyra Nave to put it to a close. The Missouri Valley Lady Reds had a nice run at it here in this matchup. They got an early lead, first getting up 2-0, then later on getting up 5-1, but 12 straight runs from PCM gives them a 13-5 win over Missouri Valley. Peyton West pitched an entire 2 innings for the Lady Reds. She did close out that game, and then actually the start for the night, Audrey Cole, ended up the night with 4 strikeouts there, allowing 5 runs. Like I said, PCM wins it 13-5. They move on to a state tournament here on the KMA Extreme at KMAland.com. You've been listening to Tate and Amy saying, see you. The next time I will see you will be probably at the state tournament As tomorrow's games are the last matchups here. Give me a quick second of listening into the PA announcements. So they are just saying when the next game will be. It will be the state tournament there in Fort Dodge. They'll either play Monday or Tuesday. Let's go ahead and check in on some of the other games around the area before we go to a break. Logan Magnolia and Coon Rapids Baird are knotted up at 1 apiece. That's a close matchup. And what a fun finish that'll be. Tune over into the other KMA Extreme. Dusty Scales on the call of that one from, I believe that game is being played in Audubon. Sorry about that. That game is being played in Audubon. Logan Magnolia and Coon Rapids Baird tied up at 1 apiece. That'll be a fun matchup. Make sure you tune into that on the other KMA Extreme at KMAland.com. And then also the other matchup going on right now, Underwood has a 6-1 lead over Tri-Centers. They are entering the 7th inning. But from this game, PCM picks up a 13-5 win. They move on to a state tournament appearance here on the KMA Extreme at KMAland.com. For Tate and Amy, for KMA Sports, I'm Tate and Amy. Ooh.